When the Finance Act 2022 was presented before the Parliament and cleared by the both houses of the Parliament, one of the very important proposals which has been put up there is income arising on cryptos and how they would be taxed in India. It's a very interesting situation that we have out here. A few months ago, there was a proposal on how trading in cryptos would be regulated in India. That bill never got tabled to both the houses of the Parliament. But indeed, we now have a proposal on how income arising from trading in cryptos would be liable to tax in India. There has been, of course, this whole controversy as to whether, without an overall framework which governs taxation, which governs cryptos themselves, can there be a proposal to tax the income? And I see nothing wrong with that at all. Indeed, it is the prerogative of the revenue to tax income arising from any activity that one does, whether that activity is regulated and whether a regulatory framework exists or not. I find two things which are quite concerning. The first is the manner in which taxation is proposed to be implemented on income from cryptos. These are proposed to be dealt with as a standalone income, like for example the speculation income. And therein lies a concern that are we treating income arising from cryptos as, for example, income from lotteries, speculation, etc. That's question number one. And then what happens is that you tax the income, and the provision is that even if in the same year you have losses, you cannot set off losses and income. And again, there is a degree of ambiguity out here as to whether it is income and losses from different types of digital assets which can be set off or not set off, or even within the same class of digital assets can one set off or not set off income and losses. If the intention of the finance bill, as is possibly tried to be elaborated by the Minister of State for Finance on the floor of the Parliament, is that we will tax the income but not grant you set off of any losses, if that is indeed the intention, I don't think it is fair. I think it would be futile to say that if you are doing business or you're making capital investment in cryptos, you can be taxed on the income, but A, you will not get a deduction for any cost, and B, you cannot set off any losses. I think those proposals do not seem to be fair to me. The other proposition, of course, which concerns everybody is the levy of tax deducted at source, the TDS provisions. And those provisions, there are quite a few issues as to how they can be implemented. How will the exchanges where cryptos are traded be able to monitor the gains, etc.? And as we look at both the tax regime and the withholding tax regime, comes an issue that if people perceive the tax regime to be not fair and not capable of a smooth implementation, will people who deal in cryptos find different avenues elsewhere and overseas to deal in cryptos? Interesting provisions, new provisions. We'll have to wait and see how people deal with it and how income is eventually going to be taxed. Thank you.